So here's my mate, this is MP Cards and Games, and here's my mate Liam Andrews, who top 64'd with Dinomist at YCS Sydney. It was so amazing, we were all rooting for him. Unfortunately, he scrubbed out last round of Bubble, but he went really well with this. It was the match that I scrubbled. It was really cool to see like Dinomist get this far. Like I think it's either the furthest or the second furthest they've ever gotten at a premier event. So. And he also let me borrow his connectors for the YCS, so I'll let him talk about his deck profile and his day at YCS, or his week at YCS, 3 days at YCS Sydney.
I know, before I start, I want to give like a shout out to, I never caught his name, he helped me practice with this deck. Okay. Because like, my original strategy was to like just rely on going second like the strategy I do by now play synchros, but I took out the synchros in this deck because the tuners easily just get interrupted. In this format. However, the practice he made me realise that going first with this deck was just much more better without the synchros, because the synchros were kind of the reason why he went second in the synchro builds. So I wanted to give him like a massive shout out because I never caught his name. I just knew he was playing Altergeist for the tournament. He helped me a lot and made me realise my plans. But unfortunately, that meant that part of my side deck really should have been in my main deck, and I kept sliding it in every game too. But you'll find out eventually when I do the deck profile. So first off, just the main Dinomist pieces. So first the Scale Freeze, because all the Scale Freeze have the same effect. So you have 3 Dinomist Paterans.
Okay.
3 Ceratops.
Isn't that the one that searches if you attack?
Oh yeah, I was going to get to that after I just showed them up. 2 Stegosaurs, and then 2 Spinos. Yeah, so the ratios were basically 10 of each Dinomist scale. Yeah. Granted, some people will just cut out some of these Dinomists to play Speedroad Passing Glider. I was thinking about playing on Passing Glider, but the problem was the Thunder Dragon matchup, because Titan makes the 6 scales kind of useless. These guys actually stop the Thunder Dragon Titan from popping all your good stuff. So I decided to play more of the 3 scale Dinomists.
Yeah. Seemed like it did you pretty well.
Yeah. The ones I played 3 of are the ones that you generally use more often. Ceratops you especially use a lot. I think this one you always play 3 of, no matter what. You also play this at 3 of just because you don't have like a better search. The search is okay, but the only time I ever got this search effect off was against Trickstars, because their attack were low enough. And these guys' effects these effects unfortunately never went off. Stegosaur, yeah, those never went off. They were just there for the scale to protect my other cards from Titan. Next are the 6 scales. These are the more important ones, but I did the same ratio. So 3 Plesiosaurs, 3 Brachion, 2 Ankylos, and 2 Rex. Now some people will debate 3 Rexes or will debate 3 Rexes. I decided that it could have been 3 Rexes and 1 Ankylos, because Ankylos isn't really that useful that much. Because Ankylos banishes every time a Dinomist destroys something by battle.
Yeah, isn't that not terrible against certain decks?
Yeah, and that's what I thought. So it's a level 4. Level 4 is actually kind of important for getting Ceratops off, especially since I'm not playing Passing Glider. Yeah. So that's why I ran it.
Yeah, it's not the worst against the Burning Abyss matchup.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the only time this effect went off was against dinosaurs, and I hit Giant. I said Giant Rex, so it actually special summons itself from being banished. That was not pretty. Rex is still pretty good, although this effect only went off once. It's when it destroys something by battle. Sorry, not when it destroys something by battle. When it attacks, I contributed Dinomist to either bounce something to shuffle something from the field or the hand into the deck, or just so you can attack another monster again. You generally just use the shuffling effect, or they only use that once against a Trickstar player, because the person had Candy there in the hand, so I just shoved that back so they can make a comeback. These ones are the ones that I generally go off, and these are the ones that you generally search along with Ceratops. Plesiosaurs is the only Dinomist that actually does stuff during the opponent's turn. Just lowers 100 attack for each Dinomist card you control, which is actually not too bad. It can help you get over some stuff, or make the opponent do a bit more just so they can run over any of your good cards. Brachion is amazing if you go second. Going first, you generally just use it as a 6 scale, but going second is incredible, or if your opponent has a decent board. If you combine this with the trap cards, it's really good, because if your opponent controls the monster with the highest attack, you can just special summon this for free from the hand, although you can't control other Brachions if you use that effect. I'll talk about the Scale 6 effects later because it's a really good effect. But I don't think I've mentioned the Scale 3 effect before. The Scale 3 effect is just if a Dinomist card would be destroyed by battle card effect, you just destroy this instead. That's why I said it's good against Titan.
Yeah, and isn't the Scale 6 effects the ones where you can't target them?
Yeah, I was going to discuss that later when I get to one of the trap card, a really good trap card, because that's actually a really good interaction with it. It didn't go off at the YCS, but it's a really good one. Next is 3 Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit and 3 Ash Blossoms.
Okay, 3 Ghost Ogres is a bit...
Yeah, it's a bit weird. Honestly, I should have put... unfortunately, like, since I did the pre-registration before I changed my strategy to go first, these were still in the main deck when I was still doing my strategy. These should have been in the side. If I was able to change my deck list in between, I would have put these in the side instead of main decking them. But they still came in helpful, especially if I lost the die roll. But yeah, these should have been in the side deck. But unfortunately, my strategy just changed in between, so that wasn't that pretty. It still worked out in the end, but yeah. And Ash Blossom just stable, of course, just stopping searching and all that.
That's still next to explain that.
Next to spells, so 3 Dinomist Charge. Amazing card. If you draw it, absolutely bliss. You search for a Dinomist, and if a Dinomist enters the extra deck, you have to. That's all mandatory. You have to add it to your hands.
Yeah. So it's pretty much like a Rota for Dinomist plus
I'd say it's more of a 5 dimension tanky.
Yeah.
And it has an effect that just it's insane with Howling, but in general it just helps you with Master Rule 4.
Yeah.
I'll actually put this to the side because I'll talk about this later with the Scale 6s because that's actually kind of a cool thing. Next part of desires, the Legend mess up that I'll probably talk about later when I get to the side deck. The mess up I did with Pot of Desires was not pretty. It was still a good card. I don't regret running this.
Yeah. He made a mess up in his feature match.
Yeah.
Wasn't there like another time like when you only had 11 cards left in deck and had Desires in hand?
Yeah, that's right. Because like I had Desires in hand, I thought I could draw cards, so I checked the deck number. But unfortunately, it was 11, so I couldn't play Pot of Desires. Unfortunately, but it was a massive grind game. That was a fun game regardless. And then this is debatable. I'm not too sure if I was comfortable running with it. 2 Ignite Reloads. This was just for more draw power because unfortunately only for Terran, so it's just for your Spells and Traps Dinomist cards, which kind of hurts a bit. So I thought more draw power. This is a bit iffy. I like the draw power, but the shuffling of the Dinomist monster leads it to a bit of 50-50 results. Sometimes it helps you more, sometimes it screws you over. It actually screwed me over in my final game against Trickster, but at the same time it actually helped me in my last game against Burning Abyss. So this is debatable whether you should run it or not. I mean, granted, I probably could have played the Speedroad Passing Glider instead of Doge just for more pencil numbers. I don't know, I'll put them over there. Next to trap cards. First, just the standard Infinite Impermanence.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah, really useful card. Wouldn't take it out regardless of if I was going first or second, handy either way.
Yeah, that's one of the only things that doesn't make this deck budget for your budget.
Actually, no, there's a card in the extra deck that does that as well.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, then also Dinomist Howling. Now this is where I wanted to get the charges and the Scale 6s for me because this card is massively good.
Yeah, it's like broken.
So...
I think it should be banned personally. It's like Kirin and Monkey Board in one.
Come on, it's not too bad.
Well, how many people did you get trying to actually read your effects during the event?
No, no one tried to actually because I think people don't understand.
No, but did someone try to like read the effects of your cards because they just hadn't seen the deck?
Yeah, this was like mostly investigated because this card has like a lot of text and does a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like, you just set the scales. So when you activate, you set the scales, and then you contribute a Dinomist. Well, it's already face up. It's got the Ghost Ogre, of course. So unfortunately, you can't just chain and bounce immediately on the same chain. You have to do it in a different chain. So to bounce the card back to the hand, if you open this, you almost like play a completely different like game state of the game compared to if you don't open that. Now back with like something like fun interaction. So first of all, if you happen to open this, but I think it's like 1 every 9 games, it actually is really cool because it's just. Oh no, that was Rex. But that's like with Brachion, you just, if it's in your hand, like playing in the game, just special, bounce a card, charge brings it back, then you can just special it again, like there was nothing that happened, like nothing happens. Yeah. You just get free advantage. It only happens 1 every 9 games because you only search them with the Terran. But when it does happen, it's pretty good. Next, the other interaction is actually, it has never happened at the events, unfortunately. But I guess If this is set, and let's say there's another back row set, just really part of desires, there's a really funky interaction to like targeting effects. It makes this kind of like pretty good. So like, if you change Twin Twister or Cosmic Cyclone that targets it, you can flip it and chain in response. Hopefully they don't chain like another targeting like card like Cosmic Cyclone or another Twin Twister, otherwise then you're kind of screwed. So if you change this to a Twin Twister that's targeting it, you then set your scale because that resolves first. And then going into this effect, it's once while this card is in the pendulum zone, you can negate an activated card effect that targets another Dinomist card you drop and destroy this card. Thing to note, this is actually a continuous effect that applies before the resolution of their targeting card effects. So it doesn't matter if this was originally set. As long as it was targeting, as long as it was on resolution, this applies.
Is that really good against Sky Strikers as well with Engage, with Anchor?
It would be really good, but like I didn't play against a single Sky Striker, pure Sky Striker match. It was like the most weirdest thing. The closest I got to Sky Strikers was the Trickstar Sky Striker thing. Yeah, so you activate that from a chain to a Cosmic Cyclone, set that in scale. Then on resolution of that, you can apply that effect's already applied, so you can choose to destroy it to negate it, and that also protects your other back row if it's already targeted. It's pretty good stuff. Though unfortunately the deck is kind of inconsistent, a little bit on the inconsistent side, although that might be just because of like a changed strategy. Like I tended in the deck list before I chose my strategy to go first. So I'm happy with this deck ratio. The only thing I would change is maybe the Ignite reloads for passing gliders, and maybe Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit for one of the cards on the side deck, because I go to the side deck now. I know people normally go to the extra deck first, but the side deck will probably make more sense. It would make more sense to do the side deck first.
In a minute, would you be able to tell some of your rounds and how they went?
Yeah.
And how long have you been playing Dinomist for?
It's actually when I started playing, because I started playing when Breaks of Shadows came out.
Oh, when Bosch, yeah.
Yeah, Bosch came out. Introduced both my favorite deck and my least favorite card, Solemn Strike. But yeah, I saw these guys, I built it, and then like, I don't know, I guess I grew massively attached to this deck, and I try to make it as good as possible.
Yeah, that's another reason why I think he's gone so well with the deck. He's just been playing it for the last 3 years, like straight.
Now, in terms of the side deck, I should have main decked these, but unfortunately, like I changed my strategy like after I handed in my deck list. This guy is really good if you happen to, because if you just draw one, you discard it, search 2, they're level 5, so you can pendulum them, and you're on your way to something like up to 2 Colossus.
Yeah, except for when you Pot of Desires already had one in hand and vanished.
Yeah, that was the problem.
That was on his feature match, but you should check it out when it's uploaded to Konami's website.
Yeah, right, I'll say that. Yeah, so remember, play this before Desires if you draw both. Should have been a main deck though. It was really, really good. I sided this in almost every single game.
Yeah.
Then evenly matched. I kind of sided it in sometimes. I kind of sided it in. I don't think I ever drew it when I sided it in. I think I did. I just didn't use it. I'm not too sure. Next is Free Cyber Dragons.
Spicy.
I never sided this in. This was a mistake.
Oh, okay.
This was never a mistake.
What do you think you would have put it in instead?
I don't know. That's a hard choice thinking of it instead. I guess. I actually have no idea what I'd put instead. I mean, I guess probably Cosmic Cyclone, just for the Altergeist matchup.
Yeah.
You can't really play Twin Twitters in this deck, because this deck does not like discarding at all.
You could play MST.
I know, but Cosmic Cyclone just works much better.
Yeah, I know.
Next, this was my spicy one that never got used, unfortunately, Hey Trine. This was for Sky Strikers, but I never played any of them, so I never got to side these in. Because if they set anything with Widow, I can just play this and they get banished instead of being returned to the hand. It's really good against Sky Strikers, but I never played against any of them, so yeah. And then Ghost Reaper, this is the second most card I sided in the most. Of course, first was Thunder Dragons. Because this card, you just screw over the opponent lots. You just discard this, you just reveal a card. Because there was actually a lot of extra deck room, because I tried experimenting with cards in the extra deck. Very few of them actually felt like they worked without the synchro monsters. Because when I was playing synchros, the extra deck was massively tight. When I dissed them for this event, it was actually massively open and I couldn't really feel much. So I just played Ghost Reaper.
Why didn't you play Red Reboot instead of the Cyber Dragons?
Because the problem is this version of the deck can't really OTK that consistently. Like you would have to open Red Reboot and OTK like simultaneously. Well, some decks do that better. This deck can't really perform that well. I mean, I could have, but honestly, going instant event with my original strategy of like going seconds, I probably would have main decked it, which probably would have been even worse.
Yeah.
So I'm actually probably glad I did it, especially when I changed strategies because of that help. Now since the side deck, Mega Fleet, never played in Cyber Dragon, never played against Cyber Dragon, it's never used.
Even though Cyber Dragon was the 3rd most represented deck at the event.
I think it was 4th actually.
Oh, 4th, that's still like a lot of representation for that deck.
Yeah. Although this was although it's actually kind of funny because the Trickstar player actually main deck Cyber Dragon and Chimetic in the final round, that screwed me over. Because I summoned Infinity and Toad and then he just used them for his own Mega Fleet for free.
Yeah.
So that was this actually hurt me more than it helped me. But that was kind of, I don't know. Next, your 2 Colossus.
This is the other thing that doesn't make the deck budget.
Yeah. This guy's really good. It actually helped me win a few games, especially against the Thunder matchup. I really like.
And it probably would have been good against the Sky Striker matchup.
Yeah. If I played against Sky Striker, this would have really helped a lot as well. You know, and also this would have helped against the Oscars matchup as well because like with the like in the feature match, because judging by how I was opening my hand, I would have been able to actually summon 2, so Melissa could only get rid of 1 or take, so then you wouldn't be able to search. But unfortunately, I messed up. Next, that's the wrong order. Next, the extra deck, the Xyz monsters. Bahamut, Shark and Toad, that's just a summon Toad, pretty good. And then Nova into Infinity.
Sometimes couldn't you make like 2 negates and it's like making 2 negates?
Yeah, you can. I'll probably just explain it a bit later. And then just Abyss Dweller, just in case I play against a lot of graveyard setup decks. I did, but I think I only used it once. There wasn't much Rongo and I only played 1 BA, so I think the closest I got to Rongo was a Goki deck.
Yeah. I think Rongo was more in the lower tier.
Yeah, I found that weird actually.
Yeah. Like, I went pretty well for most of the day 1 until the end. But
next, the main 3 links, Electromite, Clearfoot Genius, and Mr. Boy. Generally, I don't play Mr. Boy, but I had a lot of room, so I was like, might as well. It actually works because the BA player Gamma sealed me, but he couldn't run over it, so I just used it to summon Mr. Boy. Clearfoot Genius, really helpful. It's kind of your second coming after Electromite, and it would be my go-to against Sky Striker.
Yeah.
Because it can't be affected by spell cards. So it's actually
affected by trap.
Yeah, it can't affect traps as well. So
that wouldn't be bad against Ultra.
Yeah, it would be good against Ultragas as well. Although then you have to worry about like
Faker.
Yeah.
Oh, I meant Siliquid.
Yeah, Siliquid. Electromite, of course, really helpful. You generally just do it for card advantage, just your quick toolbox of card advantage, and just not really relied upon win condition.
Yeah. Like even when it was at like 3, I remember you used to only play it like at 1 or maybe 2.
Yeah, but I only played it at 1. I didn't really feel like because I only really used it once just to get card advantage, and that was it. I never summoned this at all.
Oh, it's not a bad target.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but I had like the other 3 targets were like better. Yeah, this card, I never summoned this. It was if I did things differently, I would have played Land Fornicus instead. That way, I could tag out my Colossus into just link Colossus away if I felt like I didn't need it anymore for more zones. Next with Cherry's targets, Isolde, the Noble Knight, Dante, and Kageri. I never hit Kageri because there was no pure Sky Striker matchups against me. Then Dante, this actually did come up once. I was a bit skeptical, but it was actually really hard. I had the room, so I was like, well, let's do it. Actually, it worked really well. Isolde was like the big one. I prefer that more than the others. Granted, I only played like 1 Monko / Goki deck, so I only used it once. But fortunately, there was actually a Noble Knight player that I was able to actually use it again. I felt so bad.
What round did you verse the
round 2.
Okay, so at least one of his first round.
Yeah, it was like round 2. It was like Noble Knights, and I played that.
Yeah. So could you go over a few of your games? Like you don't have to go over all of them, but at least a few notable ones.
Notable ones, like probably the most notable, like notable one in my opinion was against the Pendulum Edition player. That was actually. Probably not. The Thunder Data deck actually, because it's actually one of the things that made me skeptical, like Ignite Reload after the game, because the ideal board for that one, because I opened really good, was Infinity over there, Colossus over there, and then I would have gone into an Abyss Dweller as well to add up because I had so many monsters, but I needed another level 4 of Ignite Reload, but I didn't get it. so that had to be taken. So that had to be taken out of the equation. But these two were fortunately enough for the Dino player.
Oh yeah, well it's pretty hard if they can't search in their deck and then like you also have a negate.
Yeah, that's why I've been like doing that is really helpful.
Yeah.
And also if I didn't, also the end goal in the feature match, if I didn't play like if I didn't misplay, would have been 2 Colossus and Infinity.
Yeah.
That'd have been the main goal. Because you generally can do 3 because Infinity just takes away your Link monster, so then you have like the extra monster zone open.
Yeah.
It's really, really helpful. Another notable game, the final one against, I know, I think I mentioned that because the Ignite Relay screwed me over. Although one thing that was actually notable against that Trickstar game, like the final round, was that I survived the evenly matched because like I just left charge on the field. Then fortunately I was able to actually get that search effect during that game, search for howling, then it was back to the normal game state. So that was actually pretty good.
Yeah, wasn't your first loss in time and you could have set this and then you wouldn't have lost in time?
Oh yeah, that one, yeah. It was the same deck, it was the same round though, like there was only 11 cards in my deck so I couldn't size. I should have set that. Like he had a Colossus on the field, I pinned him, it was a Plesiosaurus, I bounced the Colossus into the hand, I left myself open, and then I got attacked and then I lost in time because life points. If I set this, he wouldn't be able to do damage to me because it was just a Battery Man solo, and I had an Ash to negate the Soul's effect, so yeah. It's unfortunate, but oh well, I'll learn for later.
Yeah. And then, so, day 1 you won your
I was 6-1, yeah, 6-1 for that. And day 2 made me 7-3, so I was only 1 win away from going to top 32.
Yeah.
It was still a great and fun effect. I really did enjoy this deck. The only thing I regret was hanging my deck list a bit too early, so then I wasn't able to main deck the Thunder Dragons, because I would recommend main decking those if you can with the Colossus, or like maybe even the expanded unit. I didn't really feel like expanding the Thunder Dragon engine because I felt like adding a Thunder Dragon Dark kind of overloaded the deck a bit too much.
Yeah, and I guess like Thunder Dragon's already a +1.
Yeah, it's already a +1, and like they just become Colossus.
Yeah. Unless you draw 2, that's annoying.
Yeah, or you play Pot of Desires and banish your 2 instead of playing Thunder Dragon first. Overall, was a great event. That's probably the only thing I'll switch. Probably Ignite, maybe Ignite Relay. It was a bit 50-50 on that. But yeah, that was a great event. I really enjoyed it. Great people. Again, shout out to that Oscars player. I'm sorry I never caught your name, but you helped. I wouldn't have been there if it wasn't for you, if it wasn't for us playtesting. And so big shout out to you. So big shout out to all the mates all the mates that I travelled with, also hanged out with, and also playtested all over with, over here at Locals. It was great. There was a lot of options that I could have done, but after playtesting I changed it.
Yeah. Where did you playtest against the Ultra guys do?
It was at a lobby in the hotel.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because you went to the Ibis budget. That's like full at YCS Sydney when I went 2 years ago to that hotel. Like there's people at the bottom where the eating venue is, and like they're all just playing Yu-Gi-Oh, like playtesting.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, so this is MP Cards and Games signing out, and this was Liam's Dinomist top 64. Like, what did you actually come top 6?
It was 64. I was top 64 after day 1.
Yeah.
Day 2. You could say 60. The score said 66, but the guy got DQ, so technically 65th.
Yeah. Still close enough, and it was still amazing what he did with this deck.
Only one win off. That's actually kind of a good thing, actually.
Yeah. Especially because we just thought that he wasn't going to go super well, but then when he kept on winning, it was like, could he win YCS? Could this be a Prank Kids 2.0?
Yeah, unfortunately it was not meant to be, but it was close.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll be releasing more content, more regularly again, but this is MP Cards and Games signing out.